Hello, my name's Theo. I'm the student ministries pastor here at Impact. And today, as we follow Jesus through this Holy Week, we find an incredible account of what took place in his life. If you guys want to follow along with me, the story picks up in Mark 11, verse 15. And it reads, "On reaching Jerusalem, Jesus entered the temple area and began driving out those who were buying and selling there. He overturned the tables of the money changers and the benches of those selling doves. It would not allow anyone to carry merchandise through the temple courts. And as he taught them, he said, 'Is it not written, my house will be called a house of prayer for all nations?'" Then he gives this great line, "But you have made it a den of robbers. For you have made it a den of robbers," this house of prayer. And so throughout the Old Testament, people were to sacrifice animals for their sins because the Messiah had yet to fulfill the new covenant. And so people would come to the temple of Jerusalem seeking to buy animals for sacrifice. And the problem wasn't the sacrifices or that they were selling animals, but what they had turned it into. You see, they initially were there for convenience. It was convenient for people coming out of the city to buy their animals there for sacrifices. But it was supposed to be something that was good, to make things easier, but it had turned into something totally different. They owned this monopoly on sacrifices, and they turned the court of the Gentiles into a place where they would make money for profit. It turned into this entire market that was designed to make profit for these people. Something that was good turned bad. And a major issue with this was that the court of the Gentiles was the place that unbelievers would come. It's the place that Gentiles would come who want to hear the good news. They want to hear about the Old Testament and the Messiah that is to come. They're interested, they're seeking, they're curious. And they come to this place. And this place that they're supposed to hear all these truths spoken. Instead, they just see people after their own gain. They see people after their own profit and their own selfish desires. It totally put them off, and it turned them away. People who were interested in this good news, interested in seeking truth, were discouraged with what they saw. And so now what sort of application can we take from this? And how can we apply this small passage to our lives? Maybe there's something that God needs to flip upside down in our own lives. Maybe there's something that God needs to come in and he just needs to turn it over, like he turned over all those tables. Because even though we might have started it for good, sometimes our own selfish desires run amok and we turn it in a completely opposite direction. Man, what in our lives does God need to change, need to fix, need to turn around? Where are we not centering our attention on him? As we find later in the New Testament, our own bodies are the temple. We are called to be this house of prayer, to pray in our lives for all nations. Man, where does God need to come in and to correct us and to fix what's going wrong? And so, as I leave you guys, I want to pray for you. And my prayer for you all today is this: God, would you clear out whatever is in our life that is keeping us from you? Flip the tables and let it be known what we need to change, what we are making a priority instead of yourself, God. Would you give us the desire to know you more and more each day? God, that our heart would grow more aligned with yours. Amen.